because ultimately we know the end of the story, and that is there's going to be Armageddon, and they're going to march against Israel to try to force them out of the land. But from a foreign policy perspective, just give your opinion. Like, what do you think is going to happen in the weeks and months to come related to the pressure on Israel to give up more land?
Maybe in part the reason the United States is suffering so much right now is because of the cursing that's come out from our official policy toward Israel.
Yeah.
And so we should never impress upon the Israelis that they have to stand by. It sounds good, quote, humanitarian assistance, whether it's from the UN or the US or the EU. We have no way of knowing where the food or the water or any of the relief is going, because Gaza is Hamas. Hamas is Gaza. Yep. These people, the Palestinians, need to be released out of the southern border at Rafah, at Egypt. They need to be released, and they need to be sheltered in an Arab country until this conflict is over. That's real humanitarian relief. And that's why those of us who are believers in the United States, we have to pray. We have to pray and ask the Lord that our government would come into alignment with God's word and bless Israel stop the cursing that we're currently doing in the United States. That's
exactly right, Michelle, and that's very well spoken. My perspective is at some point in time, Israel has to preemptively strike Iran. I don't know how they cannot take care of that. They struck Iraq, they struck Syria from plutonium plant there. And so do you think at some point in time that Israel has to preemptively strike Iran, or what do you think is going to happen?
For Israel to do a preemptive strike, they essentially have to have tacit permission from the United States, because you need to have staging ground. You need to have bases. Israel's in a very difficult place, and then to expect them to go out and do a preemptive strike against Iran is unrealistic. It's just they can't do it without our help. We've got a lot of the satellite overhead architecture that they would depend upon to have something like that be successful. The most successful thing that Israel has is something that Prime Minister Netanyahu said to me in a foreign policy meeting that I had with him in his private offices in Jerusalem. And it was this. He said, "Michelle, our foreign policy is miracles. It's been true for all of time. It's true now. And it will be true forever." Israel understands, at least through Prime Minister Netanyahu, they must depend upon the strong right arm of a holy God. That is Israel's deliverer. And I'm sorry to say that the United States administration is not putting the United States in a place of blessing.